Hi, it's Cathy Cress again, and I'm here with my YouTube channel, Geriatric Care 1, and we are doing the playlist of the entitled client. And now we're going to talk about the entitled client and the beginning of the intake, how you make the sale, because we just talked about what you have to offer to get the entitled client, the products that you really need to offer, like very much like Viking Cruises and Ralph Lauren. And so usually the concierge client, if most of them are from entitled families, but you do have a lot of nearly normal families. So if they're from an entitled family, which wealthy people tend to be, they'll call 6 agencies, they call just relentlessly, they call all over the place. They want you to be available to talk to them on Sunday night. They don't have a lot of boundaries. The sibling many times is afraid of their parent, and so they're trying to get care, but there's some dark secrets there. They have really unrealistic expectations that you will be able to get a care provider that cooks gluten-free, also a kosher diet, and 1 vegetarian meal a week. And of course you can do that. Well, you can't always do that. And they may want to report after every shift. Demanding entitled clients really do. And, if you can charge them for that, do it. But you may not be able to get the kosher, vegan, gluten-free meal group. So the intake. Let's start with it. We're going to start with the first part of the intake, how to make the sale. And usually the adult child calls, and the staff who answers the phone is the first part of the intake. And it has to be a high-touch, very experienced person. Do not let anybody take the first part of the intake. They have to be well-schooled in this. Only experts, nobody that's untrained. And what you're trying to get at is a complimentary assessment, but an assessment telephonically. And so the way to instruct the person in the office, among other things, is do not delay talking to them. Don't put them on hold. This is really good sense about an intake. That's your lifeblood. Don't put them on hold, and basically take out, you want to have an intake form that needs to be in a database, but take that out, have it ready right away. And what you want to get to is the main problem that needs to be on your intake form. But this is the first part. So you're trying to get, as much, they'll just talk about everything relentlessly. Get the problem. Why are they calling? Their mother fell. Their mother's going into the hospital. Mother won't accept care. Whatever it is, the heart of the problem needs to be there. And the next step for this intake person is to ask tactical questions about the person's current conditions. What do they know that's leading them to falling? Things like that. And then get the information as much as you can, and then ask if they want a complimentary consultation. And that's a free consultation on the phone for about 30 minutes. And if they say yes, then you're going to go through a number of steps, and we're going to talk about that, how to turn it over to the GCM director. But if they say no, then you just are going to send them information, and they'll be in your pipeline. But if they do want a complimentary consultation, you want to get the information over to the GCM director or who's ever going to do the next part, which is make the sale right away. And the important part is you have that problem in there, because that's what the person who makes the sale is going to use. And so you give them, send the information over via computer, and then say somebody will be in touch with you really within the next day. These people don't want to wait. So I'll see you next time, and we will talk about the next part of the intake. And thank you for coming here. Always go to my website, cathycress.com.